So maybe you've seen some of the news recently about Airbnb. You've maybe even seen, the video about Airbnb bust, or bookings are down, or the short-term rental market is collapsing. And you've been thinking about getting involved in short-term rentals, or maybe you just bought your first short-term rental and you're really worried about what's going on and wondering, should I get involved? Is now a good time to get involved? Here's what I'll tell you, and why should you listen to me? I'm an Airbnb investor, an Airbnb superhost. I manage all of my rentals in just a few minutes a week. And I'll tell you my experience. 2023 is actually going to be my best, most profitable year on Airbnb yet. Now, I say that, and I don't mean to brag, because I realize that there are people out there who are struggling. They're struggling to get bookings, or they're struggling because interest rates are high and they don't know if they can buy a property now. Here's what I would tell you. If you're looking to Airbnb as a way to sort of get rich quick, 2023 is not your year. You might have been able to pull some of that off in prior years, but not this year. Let me tell you what 2023 is perfect for. If you're someone who's looking to really study and learn and figure out how to run a short-term rental or vacation rental business profitably, then 2023 is perfect. And the reason it's perfect is because you have time. You have some time to really go through and do exactly what you're doing right now. Just learn, which, by the way, this is how I learned, was watching YouTube videos and then also trying some of the things. But you also have time to really observe. There are a number of people that I would say are doing a good job and doing it well. There are also a number of people who are really, really struggling. I got a call from a neighbor over the weekend who's really struggling. He bought an Airbnb without doing his homework, found out that his place can't get an Airbnb permit. He's been fined by the town that he lives in. He's not sure what to do, whether he should sell it or not. And so he and I had a conversation over the weekend, and I laid out a plan for him to really get back on a right path and find a way to get his Airbnb permitted. Even though, by the way, the zoning doesn't allow it, there's actually a path that I think he can follow. Now we'll get him in a better place, but I will tell you that the real trick with Airbnb that I've learned is 90% of being successful in Airbnb, it's all the preparation and the pre-work. It's the research you do up front. It's the work that you do to set the property up right. It's the systems that you put in place. If you're spending sort of hours and hours a week, if you're a current host and you're spending hours a week managing these places, I actually saw a comment the other day from an individual who said, I have 4 rentals and it's a full-time job. He said, I'm going to keep one of them as a short-term rental. I'm going to turn the other 3 into long-term rentals. Let me tell you, I have short-term rentals. I've had long-term rentals. I've had them both at the same time. I would take a short-term rental every single day over a long-term rental. And why would I do that? Number one, the money is much, much better. Number two, the amount of maintenance, regardless of what you hear, is much lower on a short-term rental. Number three, I would tell you that it's much, much more sort of rewarding and interesting. And number four, if you've got a good short-term rental and you run into a problem where, maybe there's a seasonal period or bookings are hard or something like that, you can always turn it into a long-term rental. Good short-term rentals actually have lots of good options. And so what I would tell you is I would just say, if you're interested in short-term rentals, I don't want to minimize some of the noise out there, because there's truth to that. Interest rates are high, right? There are laws being passed. There are challenges out there. But I would tell you, don't be discouraged, because there are actually solutions to all of these things. In another video, I actually talk about how some of the laws being passed can actually work to your advantage and really be a competitive advantage for you. So anyway, I just want to share with you, if you were thinking about getting involved, I would say absolutely 2023 is a fantastic year to get involved. But start by doing your homework. Start by learning. Don't go run out and buy a property and then say, okay, how do I make this thing work and put this square peg into a round hole. Don't do that. Do some homework, and you're in the right place to do that. If you're a host right now and you're struggling, leave a comment or a question, and I'll see if I can answer that and help. I talk to people all the time, almost every single day, talking to them about issues or challenges, how to drive more bookings. Just talked to an individual a couple of weeks ago who has a great property in a great location, and it's prime season. It's a ski property, prime season, and he's having a hard time getting bookings. Well, guess what? His pricing model was totally off, right? And we made a few changes, and he's seen his business pick up. And so if I can help you, I'm here to do that, and happy to do that. I would say if you're a beginner or if you're advanced, stick with me, and I'm here to help. Please throw a comment in there. I'll do everything I can to either answer your questions or to do a video on that topic. And if you're a new host, you haven't signed up yet, I've got a link in the description. Go ahead and sign up to be an Airbnb host. You'll get a bonus when you actually host your first stay, and it will also assign me as your Airbnb ambassador. So I'm here to really help out. If you want to learn more about me and my rentals and see my story, you can follow us on Instagram. I've got a link in the description there as well. Anyway, I would just tell you again, 2023 is a fantastic year to get involved. Don't be discouraged, but do actually do your homework. And if there's any way I can help, please reach out. If you found value in this, please give this video a thumbs up, maybe share it with a friend or family member, and I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.